Today, McDaniel also addressed a couple of things, which the elephant in the room is Tyreek Hill and his tweet. And for those of you that haven't seen his tweet, Jason from Over the Cap, somebody asked him who's the most likely player to be traded. And he tweeted back to the follower. He said Tyreek Hill, and then Tyreek then retweeted it with a peace sign, like, I'm up for that kind of crap. And so we've got all that with Tyreek again trolling and doing all the stupid shit. And then there was a follow-up question. I believe it was from Joe Shad. What would you do if Tyreek is voted as a captain on the team, okay, this year? So there were a couple questions on there. Tyreek's antics, where they stand with Tyreek, if they're going to trade him or whatever, and if he's voted captain, okay? I want you to listen to his answers, and then we're going to go over them.
Tyreek Hill posted on social media what appeared to be a peace out emoji in response to a post suggesting he could be traded. Have you spoken to him about this?
Whoa. No, I have not spoken about alleged read-ins on social media, no. Because, he's definitely been a face within our building in the time period of end of season before, phase one starts. He's been in the building, more this year than the other years combined. Him and Robert Prince has spent a good amount of time together. And, I think, beyond that, who knows, Tyreek's known for, whatever antics on social media. He's entertaining and whatever. We're in a good spot where if there's anything that I needed to know, direct communication would be executed.
Mike, would you be disappointed if the team voted Tyreek as a team captain, given his antics from out to trolling on social media yesterday? And if they did vote him a team captain, would you take that?
No, I think that's a great question because I think our team in that scenario, I think I would be pumped if he was voted captain because I think that Tyreek being accountable for who he is as a competitor and what he's learned from in his journey. I think that means that his teammates have seen him completely, that they're all healed. They've all, as teammates, fully embraced the whole process of, hey, I'm a human being. This is wrong. This is right. This is how I want to do things. So to me, that would show, a healthy evolution because, anytime anything happens, it's very natural. Like you have teammates that you love. They do something that they regret, or maybe that they wish they could have done over again. Well, then you give them the opportunity to prove otherwise, and I think that's what Tyreek's up for the challenge, because Tyreek wants to set the standard of what type of competitors we have, so that I think if we're in a spot like that, we're probably healthy in a way that would be good for the organization and all Fins Nation.
Can you say with certainty he will be on the team this upcoming season?
I mean, I can certainly say with certainty that at this certain moment, I think that's there a lot of things can happen in the National Football League. So you throw absolutes out there, and then I'm one. Hey, you said this. I mean, but yeah, we are fully planning to move forward as a better version of our relationship with Tyreek and the Miami Dolphins. So I have no.
All right, let's unpack all this mess that this guy just throws out there. Okay, first of all, they're moving forward with him. They have no choice. Okay, and he has to phrase it that way, of course, because the guy goes and commits some kind of a crime, then they have to like part ways with him or whatever, but they can't trade him. They have nowhere to go with him. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants Tyreek. Nobody. Okay. And anybody that would deal with it, they're going to give you nothing. So let's just end all of that. Good follow-up question by Furonis at the end there. Great follow-up question by Perk, and I'll get to that in 1 second. But first of all, the coach, what's he going to say at this point about Tyreek's antics? They're stuck like Chuck. He has to kiss his ass. He has to say we're in a good place with him. He's been in the building the entire offseason and all of that stuff. So they've got to deal with this because this is who he is. And so he's going to be a clown constantly. He's going to be an idiot constantly. He's going to do stupid things constantly. And it's not going to go away at any point. Now, the most hilarious part about this answer, and it was the best question of the entire session, and it was Chris Perkins asking him, would you be disappointed if Tyreek Hill is voted as a captain? I don't think Tyreek Hill has any business being a captain, a voice at all on this team. He needs to be a receiver and shut the hell up and do his job. There's nothing about him that says captain, leader, nothing. This is a guy that quits. And this is the pathetic part about Mike McDaniel. And this is why he has no respect, because he has no balls. And since you have no balls and you don't hold people accountable, Pat Riley will tell Jimmy Butler, bro, shut the hell up. Who the hell are you talking about Boston or New York when your ass is outside? He's right. Shut the hell up. And that's what Mike McDaniel, if he had any balls, he would tell this fool to shut the hell up. And he would say, yeah, no, I don't think Tyreek is up for any kind of leadership on our team. Tyreek right now is on double secret probation. He needs to start learning how to act like a professional. He needs to learn how to act like a real wide receiver, down in and down out. That's what he needs to focus on. That's what needs to be said about Tyreek, because that's it. If the players voted, that means what? That for what, a week or two or a month, he didn't do something stupid? Like, what the hell happened in this world? If Tyreek ever wants to show that he's grown up, it's a couple of seasons. So let me ask, in the 1 year that Tua played smart, did he prove that he can play smart? No. No. Tua proves constantly throughout his career that he plays stupid. It was just an aberration for 1 year, 2 years ago, when he decided oh, wait a minute, this is how I'm supposed to play the game. I got to get rid of the ball quickly. And I had no injuries and I didn't deal with anything. No, but he went back to being stupid. So if you want to be stupid, then you are what you are. You don't want to learn, I can't help you. What has Tyreek learned? After all the talk and all that, there he is with the emoji again yesterday, stirring it all up. And here we are again talking about this clown. Because that's what Tyreek is. He's a clown. He's a punk. It's what he is. Nothing more, nothing less. He's a punk thug, by the way. That IG models end up with broken legs, and that old men on piers get attacked. Right? He's a punk because he gets pulled over by a cop and he acts like a complete punk. This is who he is. So why would you give him any leadership this season or next season if he was even on this team? You don't. You tell people you want to earn the respect back, bro, that takes time. It's not a week or a month or 3 months later. Oh, Tyreek's been good. He's coming to practice. He's doing all right. No, now let's vote him a captain. No, dude. You vote people, captains that are real captains, real professionals, day in and day out, the good, the bad. Bam Adebayo handles the good and the bad like a goddamn professional. So you can vote him as a captain because he's going to get you through the bad times and the good times, the same dude. That's a professional. That's what Calais Campbell does. That's what Udonis Haslam does. That's what Keith Askins does. That's what Bernie Parmalee does. That's what Jim Jensen does. I don't have to name stars, just professionals. People that know how to handle the adversity and play the right way. And even when it's good or when it's bad, it's the same dude or woman. Because that's who you lean on in the good moments to tell you keep you leveled, and in the bad moments to keep you leveled. Those are the people. Those are the captains. Those are the people you put in leadership positions. Tyreek Hill doesn't have an ounce of leadership in his entire body. And this is why Mike McDaniel gets zero respect. Because he actually would even mention a player. You know what? If you don't even want to insult him, you know what you do? I think Tyreek needs to focus on being a great receiver and being the best Tyreek Hill every day. He doesn't have to worry about being a captain or any of that other stuff. He just needs to focus on his job right now. That way you can be, it's a bit of a shot, but you can at least be politically, if you're going to be soft like Mike McDaniel, at least, have a little passive aggressiveness in you. But this thing where everybody's forgiven for everything, bro, that does not work. That does not work. People must pay the price for these kind of actions. When you're in this kind of structure, these are the people that you cannot give them 1 ounce of leadership, 1 ounce of power. And this is why last year, when you didn't pay him and he was complaining and wanted his money and all that, that's when you have the power. And that's when you sit down with him and his agent and say, hey, no, there's too much shit that's gone on. You want an extension? We'll talk about it next year. But for now, we need you to play like you haven't played in the last few years. Not about yards. It's about being a professional. And then you would have tested him last year. But you gave him the money and he acted like a complete fuck up. So what'd you get with that? What do you keep getting by giving people what they don't deserve? Nothing. You keep getting these same results. And that's because soft-ass Mike McDaniel doesn't have any discipline whatsoever in his program. And that's what you get from that result right there. Oh, no, if the players vote him out, that means we're in a good spot and this and that. Yeah, why? Because he hasn't gotten in trouble in a month? Come on, man. This is why I have no hope for this season. That's why this season is over. Okay? And it doesn't matter how good the draft is. I really like what they've done in free agency, actually. I think they got themselves a bunch of real football players that can help them out in different areas. But You don't have the coach anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So to me, the season's over anyways. Before it even started, this season is done. I will watch, I will root, I will cover it. We'll do our pre and post game. We'll go through all the dog and pony show, but I'm not going to give you any smoke up your ass. I'm not going to give you anything positive about this team that they're going to accomplish anything. They're not going to accomplish jack shit. They're not even going to be a 500 team probably. Okay? That's what I think is going to happen. I have zero faith in that guy. Zero. And that's another example why you get nowhere with soft ass Mike McDaniel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.